Our Master had stated that there will be very important events in 2013. Thanks to Allah, that is very true. And everywhere the light of Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam is spreading. Everywhere, and we are also the means of radiating the light of Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam. Together with our Master, it's a great responsibility for entire Muslims to give the glad tidings of Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam. And in the 4 different schools, it is definitely a principle of faith. And also, just like all the other Muslims, we are obedient to the commandment of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We are searching for Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam. And we can see the effects of the efforts of Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam all over the world. And the Islamic world, the entire Muslims should come together, should be in union, so that the entire humanity will be achieving peace and tranquility, and this will be resulting in a period of golden era. And what happens meanwhile? We can come across what Allah has created as a natural occurrence for the entire believers, for the entire Muslims throughout history. Muslims are always threatened, they have always been slandered, and they are passing through all kinds of trials and hardship. And surely that is a great blessing for the believers, for the Muslims, because Allah could have created these trials in such a way that there would be no hardship, but that would be a less rewarding situation for the believers. However, Muslims are tried in such a way that they pass through all kinds of slanders, defamation, oppression, hardship, and difficulties, but they never turn from their path. And this definitely increases the encouragement of the believers. They make the Muslims more excited in the way of Islam. And this shows us how Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam and his students will be. And we also know that as a believer, we take them as examples for us. First of all, primarily, we take our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as well as the companions as examples for us. And also our Prophet has described in great detail how the life of Hazreti Mehdi Aleyhisselam will be, and also his students, what kind of difficulties and hardship they will be passing through. So when we live in our lives, similar conditions, similar circumstances, we find great excitement in our hearts. And inshallah, we are making all efforts in order to spread Islam everywhere, all around the world. And when we think about the trial that our Master has passed through throughout his life, actually, we may definitely not compare our trials with his. He is definitely a totally healthy person, and he has great wisdom, and he has great intelligence, and the doctors at that time, they were just taking all kinds of precautions in order to keep away the nurses and the doctors, because they would be under the influence of his statements. He had such a convincing personality. And at that time, there was a deep state, and that deep state was greatly influential. And since this Muslim, a person who is devoted to Allah, he was oppressed because of his total devotion in Allah. He was saying that he was a Muslim, a pure Muslim, and that was why he was oppressed greatly. And just assume this. Our Master described that a 1 meter long chain was used in order to tie his feet to the bed. And this was how he was oppressed in the mental asylum. And truly, every person requires the need for just walking around in his room. But just think that this has not taken place for only 1 day, but for 40 days. For that long time, he was tied from his foot to his bed, and he couldn't move because of that 1 meter chain. And during that time, there were other people, there were insane people that were just walking around freely in the mental asylum, and he was not able to protect himself because of that oppression carried out over him. And he was not able to take any physical measures to protect himself. And this was a trial that that our Master passed through. And thanks to Allah, when our Master was describing all these events, actually, we are imagining that it was just like a theatrical scene, because he describes it so easily. However, if anyone just from the streets, they were to visit that place, actually just see that place, maybe from a distance, they would not be able to bear that kind of oppression and difficulty. And truly, the books of our Master has just shook the world greatly, and it had great impact all over the world. And thanks to Allah, we are a part of His efforts, we are a part of His ideals, and we are making efforts on the path of Islam together with